Hello and welcome. I'm Vivian with foodandstyle.com. Today we're using chanterelles, hen of the woods, shiitake and oyster mushrooms for this dish. But any wild mushrooms would taste wonderful here. Commercial mushrooms like cremini also do very well. Shiitake mushrooms are always clean, so the only thing you have to do is to cut the stems off. Oyster mushrooms often come in a big clump, and if that's the case, just trim the foot of the clump off and leave the mushrooms whole. These are hen of the wood mushrooms, sometimes called maitake, and they always come in a clump. So trim the bottom of the clump and then tear the clump in about 2-inch pieces. You don't want to tear it into small pieces because these are going to shrink a lot when they cook. So far we've been using mushrooms that are very clean, but chanterelles are always a little gritty, so make sure you brush them clean. You definitely do not want to put the mushrooms in water to clean them because they will soak it up like a little sponge and it will make them rubbery when we pan saute them. Once the mushrooms are clean, simply trim the bottom of the foot. As for the stems of the mushrooms, make sure you freeze them and use them next time you make stock. Peel the garlic and cut each clove in half lengthwise. As for the herbs, we have fresh sage, rosemary, savory, which is actually winter savory, but when you go and buy it at the market, it will just say savory on the box or on the bundle. It is a wonderfully aromatic and rich herb that's fantastic with mushrooms. Then we have some thyme and fresh bay leaves, and I really recommend you buying fresh bay leaves because the dried ones have absolutely no flavor. Heat a large skillet over medium-high heat. I recommend to use a skillet that's about 12 inches wide. Add about 1/3 of a cup of oil and the mushrooms. Now toss well but gently so that you don't break the mushrooms. And you want them to be well covered with the oil. Place the mushrooms in one layer and saute undisturbed for about 2 minutes. Now let's toss the mushrooms again. And as you see, they've started to get a little bit of color. And continue sauteing the mushrooms for 4 to 5 minutes until they're golden brown, but make sure to only toss them occasionally. Our mushrooms are ready. They've got a wonderful golden brown color, so now we have the garlic. And we're going to saute the garlic for about 1 minute until it's golden, but you definitely don't want to brown it. So now reduce the heat to medium. Add the balance of the oil, the herbs, and the peppercorn. Now make sure the herbs are submerged in the oil, and you're going to gently bring the oil to a boil as you see here, until the temperature reaches about 170 degrees Fahrenheit. And for that you want to use a thermometer. Now gently poach the mushrooms for 6 to 7 minutes until the herbs are crisp and turn a darker color, and make sure to check the temperature now and then. We are done. So now turn off the heat and drop the entire content of the pan in a large bowl. Sprinkle with the sea salt and the vinegar. Stir well and let cool to room temperature. Bon appétit!